here's a little bit that I have on it. Like I said, the universe tends to have a way of fixing any problems. Like how a wormhole connection can pinch off, as I just said. But now, since with today's technology, it's only possible to send small particles at the speed of light, or about 99.9% of it, the concept of larger mass is being able to replicate the same speeds is kind of out there. But I have some information that may help close the gap. Now, I'm going to re-explain Einstein-Rosen bridges. Basically, what they are is a connection between 2 points of space. The entry of this pathway would be a black hole. The exit would be a white hole. Now, there in between is what is commonly known as a wormhole. But basically, as we all know, black holes are formed after a supernova, which is a massive force. So basically, what I did was question if we could replicate that in a smaller mass. The answer lies in a superfluid believed to be mercury. Now, a superfluid is a substance that is unaffected by most of nature's forces that control motion. Therefore, it is able to move at very high speeds to only be slowed by its own inertia. However, the inertia of the fluid would only be induced if motion were to stop. Now, basically, all we would need to do is spin a large amount of the superfluid in order to replicate electrons flowing around an atom, giving it an electromagnetic charge. And once you actually form your own magnetic field, the known laws of physics have no touch on you. And once you're able to do this, you can travel anywhere with very little effort at very high speeds. Now, the high speeds puts wear and tear on the quantum foam of the universe, creating new pathways of various sizes, depending on the size of whatever's going fast enough to tear things up. But now, since astral projections are near massless copies of the body that are able to travel through these paths created by high-speed objects, whether it be particles known as neutrinos or much larger objects, and it is even possible to manipulate where our astral projections are able to go through our emotional connections to certain people or places. Where this would come useful would be looking for a close friend in a place that you two would always visit. Now, with that in mind, who's to say that our astral projections aren't always hanging around us just to observe the endless pathways hidden in the universe to warn us of trouble? Could help explain a few phenomena. Now, before I carry on more dreams, I would just like to say that we will continue with more information on UFOs, high-speed travel, and psychic phenomena in future episodes. Now back to dreams. As I mentioned, the connections we make can also help with seeing your loved ones in their time of need. It can help someone who has passed away reach into your mind to tell you something important, or it can give you a warning when someone is going to need your help. Now, since the neutrinos that I mentioned are everywhere, even in our own bodies, the pathways are everywhere. Now, what we see is dependent on knowledge of these connections, and where we travel can be locations of importance, act like a probe to places new, or accidental slips through pathways to places far off. When in the mode of prophetic dreams, our very soul takes a trip through these pathways to another place and time. It is even possible that it travels to another universe, which, if happens, the differences between each universe would be slight. Hence the image of the dream manifesting with slightly different details. Not only are the details difficult to handle, but being able to tell when the dream would happen, if it does happen, would be even more difficult. Now, the trick to it, like other forms of dreams, would be to keep a journal of some kind to monitor your dreams by writing down everything that you remember seeing. And if you don't have a dream that you remember, just say, I don't remember. Now, eventually, the answers that the dreams are trying to bring will reveal themselves after you look through it. Now, for another dream-like phenomena that takes interest in the paranormal are what I like to call spirit messengers. These types of dreams are very special, as for they have meaning that reach deeper emotion. When a spirit messenger appears, its purpose is just that, to bring you a message from a spirit. These are often influenced by spirits that are trying to tell you something, whether it be a recently passed loved one, trying to let you know that they're still around, or in my case, family dog that has come to tell you that it has passed away. You heard me right. An old family dog came to me in a dream one night that told me that it had died. And like for prophetic dreams, I had no idea what was happening until I got the news the next morning. Now honestly, being that animal spirits tend to have a harder time being formed, I'm surprised the dog was able to do what it did. But nonetheless, still qualifies as a spirit messenger. I have to warn you, when it comes to spirit messengers, it's not exactly an accepted label for dreams once you hit mainstream science. But nonetheless, it's still a phenomenon that has to be addressed for future witnesses of the event. My advice to the world when it comes to spirit messengers is that to take them as they are, messages. In most cases, it will not be something negative. Just something to let you know that the spirit has you in their thoughts and wants you to know that they're waiting for you. When they make use of this method, they will try to influence the dream to reflect it in ways that will bring good feelings to you about them. For example, a little girl has a dream that she is on a ride at a nearby water park with her recently deceased grandfather. Now chances are, if that ever happens, it's just that grandpa was around, just trying to let his grandchildren know just that. He was still around keeping an eye over him. Now, there are other dreams that exist, each labeled by the very intensity and possible meaning of the dream. Other than the forms of dreams that I've already mentioned, you can also slip into daydreams, lucid dreams, recurring dreams, healing dreams, as well as single, epic, progressive, and mutual dreams. Each one can carry a special purpose as suggested by the name. And I'm going to put this service out there. If you need help with finding the meaning of a dream, feel free to contact me at any time with your dream in an email, or contact me on Facebook, Google, Twitter. And if by some chance I cannot interpret your dream, I will send you a recommendation to a good friend of mine who has a bit more experience with dreams. Now, I will not charge anything. All conversations are kept private and will never be mentioned. Well, folks, we're running out of time, but we still have enough time to cover our segment on spiritual advice. And since tonight's topic is all about dreams and our weird theories to explain them, we're going to end the show tonight with a dream symbol meaning. Tonight's dream symbol is the sight of a UFO in your dream. Now, when a UFO appears in your dream, it would represent your desire to find your spiritual purpose in life. You want to find a higher cause for you. Now, alternatively, it could also mean that you're feeling a bit alienated from those around you and you need to come back to reality. You're feeling out of place. You have no idea what's going on. As for what it means for you, the true meaning will fall into the context of the dream. As I said, if you need help trying to figure that out, feel free to contact me at any time. If I don't respond immediately, I will do the best to respond as soon as possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for tonight. Tune into our show on July 22nd at the same time as we talk about the Divine Matrix, a concept of a connection between man and the universe that has recently been observed by Western science, and how we think the paranormal fits into the equation. We will also discuss how you're able to use the Divine Matrix to help improve your life. Now, that's all I can have to say for tonight. Good night, everyone. I hope you all had a good 4th of July. It's Dakota Frandsen, signing off. You know what to do, AMAC.
If you would like to know more about the work of the Paranormal Raider Force, be sure to visit their website at frandsenfiles.webs.com. If you would like to speak with Dakota Frandsen on your show, please visit the contact page on the PRF website to look for guidelines to request an interview. Journals of Supernatural Adventure will be looking for guests when our available technology allows for it. By clicking on the links tab on our website, you can easily find out if the Paranormal Raider Force can be found online at your favorite social networking site. By clicking on the PRF Universe tab, you can see our work online at any time. You can also purchase merchandise designed by Dakota Frandsen at www.zezel.com/prflayer. If you are in the southern Idaho area and wish to have the Paranormal Raider Force investigate a claimant activity, be sure to check the contact tab on our website for guidelines on how to request an investigation. Follow that PRF anytime on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus by either going on our links tab or by search for the team on your favorite online search engine.